Your podcast. Whoopsie. This is episode 550, and we are live in Southwest Florida watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees in the east. And this is the beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining live. Hi, Grace and Thea and Judy. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Hi, Grace. Happy Monday, everybody. Did anybody get some time to knit or crochet this weekend? I hope so. Hi, Christine and Judy. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Happy Monday. This is the week that I travel to Cleveland this week. Thanks, Grace. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Sarah May. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining live. Yeah, I got my bangs trimmed last week. Trying to get everything situated now. Hi, Edna. Shelly's working on the Agnes sweater. That's wonderful. I leave for Cleveland on Wednesday for taping the next season of Knit and Crochet Now. We're taping season 11 this week. I travel to Cleveland on Wednesday and then tape all 7 of my segments in one day on Thursday, and then I fly home on Friday. So it's going to be a very, very busy whirlwind. Hi, Diane. Hi, Edna. Hi, Carly. Thanks for joining live, everybody. It's very bright out here. Very beautiful. Aren't these colors amazing? It's really bright and sunny, and the water is just the most beautiful deep blue today. Love the contrast of the dark water, the light sky, and the light sand. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Hi, Judy. All right. As many names as I could read so far. Hi, Gay. Hi, Analia. Thanks for joining live, everybody. This is episode 550 of Create, Share, Inspire podcast with me, Kristin Omdahl. I'm so glad you could join me. We're here live in Southwest Florida, watching the sun rise over the buildings and the trees in the east. And this is the beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. We've got Curious George and some of his buddies here this morning. So exciting. I love it when the birds are back. I love it when the water's this deep blue as well. It's so pretty. So glad you could join me live. If you end up watching the recorded version, please also feel welcome to say hello. Hi, Kimberly. Yes, happy Monday. Hi, Margaret. I worked on the getting ready for our first mystery crochet along. I worked more on my project this weekend. I don't have a release date yet because I'm just not even close to being done. Plus, with travel coming up right now and having to tape my episodes for the next season of Knit and Crochet Now this week, definitely going to become a back burner project at the moment. But I do have something new to show you guys this morning. I have a sneak preview of a new set of patterns that will be out later this week. I'm guessing they'll be released in the next day or two. We're going to have the Hibiscus baby layette set, and it comes with this amazing crochet blanket pattern that has a large motif, a mini motif, and a beautiful floral edging. You could definitely convert this into a shawl or make it a larger blanket as well. And it is going to include an adorable baby hat and booty set, which has flowers embossed right into the project. So the hat starts with the flower, and then you work the hat from there. And the booties start with the flowers, and then you finish the rest of the booty from there. So there's nothing to sew on. The flowers are embossed and part of the project. And the colors mimic the colors you see in this amazing baby blanket. Now, but keep in mind, if you wanted to double or triple the yarn, you could make this much larger. This is a blanket that is 3 large motifs wide by 3 large motifs long. So if you wanted to do this 3 wide and 6 long, you would make it into a rectangular shawl. And if you wanted to do it 6 wide and 6 tall or something like that, you could make it into a larger throw for a bed or for over your couch or something like that. And it uses 5 colors of Viso baby yarn, so however you wanted to do that. There's so many different colors to choose from. Of the 28 colors, you could do pinks and reds and purples like this. You could do blues and greens. You could do neutrals. You could do some of the darker colors for a home decor to match whatever decor you're looking to match. So there's really no, you could do this all in 1 color or 2 colors too. Each of these rounds is done in a different color of yarn, but you could definitely do it all in 1 color as well. The stitch pattern is gorgeous even if you did it in 1 color. This particular set is done in Peach, Princess, Orchid, Diva, and Violet. But like I said, you could combine these in so many different ways, from 1 color, 2 color combinations, 3 color, 4 color, or a 1 to 5 color combination like I did. And then at the end, oh, and then we have a mini motif between the large motifs, and then a half version of those mini motifs along the edge to keep our edges nice and straight. And then we do this beautiful flower fringe along the edge. Oh yes, Anna, this would be wonderful for a tablecloth too. Absolutely wonderful. A throw, a tablecloth, an afghan, a rectangular shawl. If you wanted to work, here, let's turn it on the side. Here it is as a triangle. You could do half motifs and the half versions of the mini motifs, and you could definitely make it an incredible shawl as well. Or if you made a square, folded it in half, you'd have a double layered shawl. I love that with squares and with circles, because look, you could offset the edges a little bit, and now you have 2 tiers of edging. The pattern is not released yet, Melissa. It's going to be called the Hibiscus Baby Layette Set, and it will be available probably tomorrow or Wednesday. It is my travel week for taping the next season of Knit and Crochet Now, so I'm not completely 100% sure of the release date, but it's possible it'll be later today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. I'm still working on editing with my tech editor. So as soon as we're done with that, the pattern will come with all of the charts you need for making all of these different motifs and the edging, and the pattern will include the information on the blanket, as well as these adorable matching hat and booties that have embossed flowers on them that are not sewn on. They are actually part of the pattern design. Isn't that great? Obviously there are lots of ends to weave in with a project like this, but what I find is the easiest way to do that, well, there's 2 ways that are the least painful for weaving in lots of loose ends. Number 1, weave in as you go. As you're making the projects, if you want to weave in your ends as you go, it's more pleasant to the eye. I feel like when I'm on top of it and weaving in as I go, I am enjoying the process a little bit more. However, if you are someone that doesn't enjoy doing that and you wait till the end, or wait till the halfway point or some other midpoint, put on mindless TV. If you put on a mindless TV show, you'd be amazed at how quickly it'll go. For me this weekend, I was working on weaving in ends on a color work project, and I turned on a new show on Netflix called Love is Blind, about these people that meet and fall in love and get engaged without ever having seen each other before. It's all through connecting emotionally with a wall between them. And although I thought it was a hoax at first and thought it was going to be ridiculous, I've actually warmed up to the idea of the experiment and really enjoyed watching the show. I think I'm up to episode 9 now. It's been going on for a couple of weeks. Has anybody else watched it? Anyway, it's been really light TV for watching, which has been great for getting my ends woven in. Somebody asked if there'll be a video tutorial for these patterns. Yes, eventually, not this week. I have a very, very short work week this week because I am preparing to leave on Wednesday to tape season 11 of Knit and Crochet Now. So the patterns will be released this week with the charts, but the video tutorials won't even be considered to be released until well after I return. Does anybody have any other questions? Great questions so far. What channel? The show I was mentioning, the show is called Love is Blind on Netflix. Sarah May wants to know how I'm feeling. Well, I am not quite 8 weeks post-op, so a little nervous about traveling, to be honest with you, but I feel pretty good. I haven't really been wearing proper pants yet. I've been wearing leggings and dresses, so I do have to wear regular pants to go and be professional at a studio. So trying to wrap my head around that today and tomorrow before I leave. But again, I'm not even 8 weeks post-surgery yet, so I think I'm doing really well. I'm really trying to organize how I'm traveling so that my carry-on bag is extremely light. I am only carrying on the step-outs for my episodes, and that's all yarn, so it's bulky, but it's light, and that way I'm not carrying a whole lot of weight, and everything else will go into my checked bag so that I'm not carrying anything heavy. And the doctor also said it's a big no-no to lift over your head heavy still, so that's another reason why I'll check everything else in a suitcase. I guess I have to bring my laptop too. Shoot, I'm gonna have to carry that in the carry-on. Anyway, I'm just gonna do the best I can. You know, like I said, I feel really good for being 8 weeks out from surgery, so I feel really confident that I'm gonna do fine. Thanks, Sarah May. But, you know, being that I'm not even at the last end of my recovery, I'm still not through 8 weeks yet. I'm just trying to be ultra conservative and ultra careful about the logistics of traveling, especially traveling for work, because there's things that I have to bring that I would definitely not even consider bringing if I were just traveling for fun. Traveling for fun, I try to travel really light to not, if I were to travel for fun, I would travel extremely light, but again, for work, you have to travel with lots of extra stuff. Anyway, thanks for asking. That's where my head is on that. And I had abdominal surgery. I had an emergency surgery on New Year's Eve, and it was abdominal surgery, so I'm dealing with repercussions of my abdomen healing now. Everything else is fine since the surgery, but because of the incisions, I have to worry about potential of hernias and things like that. So I don't want to land back in the hospital, don't want to get sick again, so I'm trying to follow the doctor's orders to a T and be very careful during my healing process. That's all. So still minimal exercise, still minimal yoga, or no yoga and no sit-ups, and no lifting heavy and no lifting over my head. But you know, every day I get stronger and feel better, so just trying to take it all one day at a time. But thanks for asking, and I understand that as a new subscriber you would have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, so there it is. What else? Does anybody have any other questions about the Hibiscus layette set that will include the blanket, which could easily be converted to all sorts of other projects along with the matching hat and booties? Like I said, this could be converted into a table runner, a full-size afghan or throw, a shawl, so many other things. Yes, that area is very sensitive, Anne. I agree. That's why I'm trying to be careful. Hi, Davey, I think. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Oh, I had something else to ask you guys about. I got an email the other day from the website, from the company that I do my website through, and they're offering a consulting service where they'll set up a schedule on my website where I could offer one-on-one consulting for anybody. So we could schedule phone calls maybe in 15-minute increments up to an hour increment, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, and you can schedule a one-on-one call with me to ask me anything like consulting. So anything from help to become a better knitter or crocheter, information on all sorts of different things regarding crafts, or if you're looking to publish your work and want to get into the craft industry, to any other facet of expertise that I have shared over my 16-year career in the craft industry. So if there were anything of in any of those facets that you would like one-on-one consulting with me, I was wondering what you all thought of it first, because you know I like to reach out to you guys first on the podcast to get your input on that. So I was wondering if that's something that sounds interesting or doesn't sound interesting. There's no wrong answer. I just, I don't know, I've had some thoughts on it, but it's, you know, it's more, there's no point in doing it if nobody's interested in consulting. So it was offered to me on my website, and before I entertained it any further, I was wondering if anybody would be interested in that. So I'll just throw that out there. And if you're interested in it and you want to leave something in the comments about what type of consulting you'd want from me, that'd be great. I'd love to know. And I'll keep that in mind as I'm considering it. And obviously, if you have any other questions while we're live here, go for it. Hi, Crafts by the Rose. Thanks for joining live. Happy Monday. Welcome to the podcast. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Hi, Tina. I love it when new people join in and I get to say hi to them and everyone else says hi to them too. It's great. I hope you're feeling the warm fuzzies of our warm environment and community here. You know, we always love to have new people join us. It's an amazing way to start the day here at the beach, talking to like-minded, crafty, creative people. And we always welcome anybody who wants to join us. Men, women, children, everybody. There's no limitations. Christine again wants to know. Well, Christine, if I didn't see your question before, it's not because I mean, the comments go by fast. Sorry. If you're feeling like I'm not answering your questions in the live stream, always feel welcome to post them in the recorded version. I do the best I can. But how long have I had my yarn company? I'm guessing it's been 4 or 5 years, maybe. I just can't give you a number off the top of my head, but it's in the range of 4 or 5 years. Probably 5. No reason to get upset if you think that I'm ignoring you. I'm not. I just can't see all the comments, and I answer them if I can live. And if I don't answer your question, always feel welcome to leave them in the recorded version of the podcast, because that's where they stay. They stay there permanently, and then I have the ability to answer better. But I do the best I can. That's okay. Crafts by the Rose thinks I've lost weight since the last time she's seen me. Well, that's exciting. Yes, it definitely goes fast, Christine. Yeah, but guessing around 5 years or so, something like that. And I've had my design business for almost 16 years now. March will be 16 years that I've been a professional knit and crochet designer, which then turned into knit and crochet author, knit and crochet TV personality, but it all started as a published knit and crochet designer writing patterns. So that part of my business began 16 years ago. 16 years ago in March. So that's going to be a fun anniversary this year. Definitely. So I would say 16 years for pattern designer, maybe, what year did my first book come out? 2008, so 12 years as a published author, and then and maybe 5 years as a yarn dyer and yarn company. Yeah, what else is in there? I'm sure I've done other things too, but when did the TV show start? The TV show started after the first book, so I think I might have started doing TV maybe 11 or 10 years ago, somewhere in that range. So then my YouTube channel would have started around then too, so I've been producing videos for well over 10 years as well, or around 10 years, let's say. Yeah, so whether, and that's where the consulting thing came from with me, because crafters obviously love to have one-on-one help sometimes, so I could do one-on-one consulting help in the craft, helping you with whatever you're struggling with knitting or crochet. But even if you have aspirations for working in the craft industry, working as a blogger, working as a YouTuber, or working as a published author or a self-published author, now that I've done that for my last 5 books, I feel like I might be able to give one-on-one consulting in all sorts of different facets of the, the e-world of business. So I don't know, it's just a thought. If it's something that interests you, let me know in the comments, and if it's not, that's fine too, and I'm not even 100% sure I'm going to do it, so I'm just looking for feedback. Joe would be interested to know how to write a pattern. Yeah, if you don't know how to write a pattern and you're looking to write patterns, that is definitely really important information. Definitely. But the first thing that I would suggest is to take a look at the structure of other patterns. So if you own any of my patterns or any of my books, you can definitely see that I have a style and a format that I follow every single time. That I refer to Knitting and Crochet magazines and look to see how it was organized. Kristin would need a year with me. Well, we could always start with one day or 1 hour. Yeah, so because I'm going to be traveling this week, not sure how that's going to involve the podcast and or the video releases this week. So I will more than likely have a video release tomorrow. I will try to go live at some point on the road. Because I'm taping all day on Thursday, I'm not sure how it would work to do the podcast in the green morning from the studio. I definitely will. I could possibly go live at the studio tomorrow if I land in time in Cleveland, get to the studio before they've shut down for the day. It's possible. Otherwise, I'll be going straight to the hotel. So not sure about Wednesday. And then Friday, I don't know if I'm going straight to the airport or going to the studio first. So things are still a little up in the air, but if I can go, I will. If I can go live, I will. Kristin misses the daily podcast. I'm just still getting over surgery, so I'm trying to figure out my energy level and organize other parts of my business. It's been, very challenging to get back to full strength after surgery, and I'm not quite 8 weeks out yet, but just doing the best I can. I am releasing videos every day and doing the premieres so that we can still chat together. By the way, I wanted to mention that when I do a premiere of a video, there is pre-chat. So once it's scheduled, if you want to hop on there a half hour early like you do here on the podcast, you can. And then you can talk with everybody before the video comes out. And then I can chat, which I don't get to chat in the chat here. So when we premiere the videos, we can all chat there as well. But if you're missing the pre-chat with your friends that you've created in our community, you can talk to them in the pre-chat of premiere videos as well. I don't know if everybody knows that. So that's pretty cool. And I'm usually there a little bit early too. Hi Donna and Margaret. Thanks for joining live. Hi Donna. We have any other questions? I don't see any questions, but I'll wait a second here before I move on. Thanks, Thea. Do I get my undyed yarn from the U.S.? Yes. Can I show the projects I brought again? Yes. So these are the booties, and this is the hat. This is for the hibiscus, layette. We have a hat and booties that start with the flower, and then they become components to the actual piece. They're not made separately and sewn on afterwards. You start with the flowers and then you continue on to make the booties or continue on to make the hat. So cute. And then they are meant to coordinate with this beautiful motif afghan that can be a baby blanket at this size. This is 3 large motifs wide by 3 large motifs tall, with a mini motif in between and half mini motifs along the edge, along with a beautiful flower fringe border. And if you wanted to double, triple, or quadruple the yarn, you could make this much larger. You could make a full-size afghan, you could make a rectangular shawl, you could make a table runner, you could make it smaller and make it a scarf, or if you wanted to, you could make it just a little bit bigger, a bigger square, maybe 4 by 4 motifs instead of 3 by 3, and double it and fold it in half like this and make a beautiful tiered triangular shawl. So many ways that you can, even if you don't want to make the baby layette, this pattern would still be wonderful for so many other types of projects. Hey, it would make a beautiful skirt too, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a beautiful skirt or dress or top? So many ways you could use it. The colors are so pretty. So yeah, the pattern will include charts, written instructions, and will the pattern say how many balls of each color? Yes, absolutely. It'll tell you how much yardage total, so that you can decide if you want to do 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, or 5 colors like I did here. Or you can see how many actual balls of Be So Baby yarn I used. I used 5 colors of Be So Baby yarn. I used peach, princess, orchid, diva, and violet. But if you wanted to do this all in 1 color, you would need to see what the actual yardage was. If you wanted to do this in 2 colors, you would want to see what the yardage is, then divide that in half for each of the 2 colors. So however you want to mix and match colors for your project, I will list the yardage and the yarn in the multiple ways in the pattern, because it'll be much more helpful for you that way. The pattern should be released in the next couple of days, and it'll be called the Hibiscus Layette. If you have already signed up for my mailing list, that's where you will find the information first. Have I ever used a tension ring to crochet? Nope. Nope, never used a tension ring. I feel very comfortable in the way I hold my yarn that I keep good tension on my project. And I've talked about that in my videos and even shown in lots of videos that how I hold the yarn is how I get really consistent tension when I'm knitting and crocheting. I've never felt the need to do something different, so don't fix what's not broken, right? For those of you who have ordered, you can purchase the 52 crochet books in a paperback on Amazon all over the world now, and for those of you who have been pre-ordering it on my website to get autographed copies, I will be shipping it earlier than the estimated date that I listed on my website. On the pre-order for the paperback, I listed March 15th as the honored for ship date. Looks like the books are going to arrive when I get home on Friday, February 28th. So I'm hoping that I will be shipping the pre-orders on Monday and Tuesday of next week, which will be the beginning of March. So we're going to be 2 weeks early on the pre-order. So if you haven't ordered an autographed copy of the book yet and would like to, I will be shipping it earlier than originally stated. And if you want a copy right now, they are printing and shipping through Amazon Prime on Amazon all over the world now. Does anybody have any questions about that? You're welcome, Barbara. Thank you. You asked Judy for help. That's great. Changing on my website this week, where you normally purchase PDF patterns, like the ad-free PDF patterns that you can instantly download, which is a separate shop from books and yarn. I had to separate those out into 2 separate shops this week. Back-end information. Not exciting information, but there's something going on the back end of my website that I had to separate it into 2 different categories. So now there is a knitting pattern shop and a crochet pattern shop. So if you click on the shop button at the top of my website and it does a drop down, you'll see that there is yarn, books, knitting single knitting patterns and single crochet patterns. So those are separated into two separate categories, which may be convenient for some people if you only knit if you only knit or only crochet. But if you usually like browsing through both at the same time, that's not going to happen until I figure something else out. So just an FYI, when you're on my website, you will notice that difference, that little difference right now. Okay, we're almost out of time. If somebody would like to pick a number 1 or 6, I bought 2 Create, Share, Inspire notebooks with me this morning, issue 1 and issue 6. So if somebody would like to pick one of those, I will randomly pick a quote and share it. Sarah May says 6. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. This is by Winston Churchill. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. Ooh, first of all, I would never throw stones at a dog. But second of all, this is about focus, in my opinion. And if you stop to pay attention to all the naysayers or all the people that want to share their unsolicited advice or opinions, or even want to listen to that voice in your head that tells you why you shouldn't do something or why you should be afraid, this is really, really great advice about remembering to stay focused and remembering to stick to your vision. So thank you, Winston Churchill. I think we could all use this advice sometimes, because it's not just about business. This could be about any goals that you have or any self-improvement dreams that you have for yourself. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. That's awesome. I love it. Great advice for a Monday morning as we're going headstrong into the next week. So I hope this helps you with a gentle reminder to focus on what you want to do and not listen to the barking dogs at the sides. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise. Hope you enjoyed the show and tell of these cute patterns that will be out in the next day or two. If you have subscribed to my mailing list, you will know as soon as it comes out. If not, there is a link to subscribe to that in the video description below. There's also a place where you can subscribe to my YouTube channel here, and you can click the bell notification if you'd like to be notified to join me live every time I go live. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye.